Welcome to the 8th grade Math Homework Helper Series. Tonight's homework is SP-1, Interpreting Scatter Plots. We'll start by reviewing some of the notes that were handed out. A scatter plot is a graph that plots the values of two variables as ordered pairs. Scatter plots are based on bivariate data, which simply means two different sets of data. You can use a scatter plot to determine if a relationship exists between two sets of data. Those relationships can fall into four categories. You can have a positive association or relationship, in which case the points on the scatter plot are all going to be moving generally in an upward direction from left to right. And it says positive association points go up from left to right. Positive linear association means as x values increase, so do y values. You could have a negative association, which simply means that the data points are moving from left to right in a downward direction. And it says negative association points go down from left to right. Negative linear association means as x values increase, y values decrease. You can also have no association. No association, or ordered pairs, look randomly scattered. No relationship between x and y values, so they're just kind of all over the place and there's no pattern to it. And the last type of association or correlation that you can have is a nonlinear one. And for that, you're going to have the points kind of form maybe an arc, or they have some pattern to them, but it's not a straight line. This is nonlinear association. Ordered pairs are related but do not resemble a straight line. For example, as x values increase at first and then decrease. So for SP1, number 1, would you expect a positive correlation, a negative correlation, or no correlation between the two sets of data? Explain why. So for 1D, you have the number of calories burned and the time spent exercising. Well, you should expect a positive correlation or a positive relationship, because as the time you spent exercising increased, the amount of calories that you burn would also increase. For number 2, you were asked to identify and describe the type of association and circle any data points that could be an outlier. So I chose to do 2C. So you have the SAT test scores for the x value and the calculus midterm scores for the y value. And as the arrow illustrates, moving from left to right, you notice that these are going up. What that tells me is it shows a positive association or positive relationship, because as the SAT scores, the x value, increases, the calculus midterm scores are also increasing. Next, we'll take a look at 2D. Again, we're going to identify and describe the type of association and circle any data points that could be an outlier. Well, we didn't have any points for outliers on the last one. So if we take a look at this, we can see, as the arrow indicates, that we're moving from left to right. We seem to be moving in a downward direction for the most part. And so this shows a negative association or correlation, because as the elevation, the x value, in Nevada increases, the temperature decreases. Now, if you wanted to look for outliers here, you could possibly suggest that since these don't seem to fit in and they seem to be going back up even though the elevation has increased, that they could be outliers. There's a mathematical formula that would be used to determine whether or not they actually are, so at this point we can just make suggestions. So you might suggest that these could be outliers. Please use the work that was done for you tonight to help you to solve the additional problems that are in your homework. And remember, the key to success in math is not only working hard, but working smart.